Hello, everybody. Everybody. Just hanging out. I got to work on some top fives that I'm shooting later today with Roger. So I need to go over them, do some final tweaks. Figured I'd do that with y'all while you guys work. I'm Tom Merritt from Daily Tech News Show here in the top five kitchen gadgets. Whether you enjoy cooking or not, we can all agree that anything that can take some of the work out of making, I think we can all agree. Hey, Zoe. Anything that takes some of the work out of making a good tasting meal or beverage is a good thing. To make your next dish delish, we came up with the top 5 kitchen gadgets that should be in every cook's arsenal. Smart meat and smart oven thermometer. BioCow, Efrity, good to see y'all. Whether you're BBQing, baking, roasting, or broiling, the key to any good result is temperature control. You need to control that temp. A good smart meat or oven thermometer, up to the second, accurate information. Can let you know when to turn down the temp or roast from an oven or grill. Coming in at number 4, digital kitchen scale. Hey, Sunbun. Digital kitchen scales are more precise than analog scales. And some models let you convert and you can measure everything in a single bowl. That's an excellent tip. Just reset the scale to 0 after. Up to number 3, immersion or handheld blender. Bloody Marys, pasta sauces, soups, smoothies, and milkshakes. Handheld or immersion blenders are a great way to mix things without the need to use a bulky blender. You can even use them directly in bowls, pots, and cups. It speeds up cleaning. Sliding in at number 2, Instant Multi-Pot Multi-Cooker. Instant Pot is the brand name for a range of cooking appliances. That is part pressure cooker, part slow cooker. Basically, you could put in one pot that includes roast, stews, soups, pasta, rice, porridge, and yogurt. Plus, it has a posse. Countertop smart ovens. They take up less space than a traditional oven, and depending on what model you pick, you can bake, roast, broil, toast, microwave, steam, and air fry food. Some models automatically use the best method to cook a dish based on what you enter in its companion app. I am not one of the unlucky ones who lost their Google Drive. Hope you aren't either. Cooking is getting easier thanks to these kitchen tech advancements. Think we missed something? Okay. Download. I'm Tom Merritt from Daily Text News Show. It's that lovely time of year when we all make predictions about what will happen next year. I feel good about these. Let's dive right into my top 5 tech predictions for 2024. Number 5, quantum computing starts being actually useful in some industries. Drug discovery, genome sequencing, cryptography, meteorology, material science. It's been coming for decades, but lots of smart folks feel like the momentum is finally reaching usefulness. Support RCS and USB-C. Good one, Cliffsinger. Hey, Web Magic. Coming in at number 4, generative AI becomes boring. 2023 was the year of fear and awe of large language models. 2024 will be the year of accepting their limitations, getting used to using them for the things they actually do well. Up to number 3, cyber resilience becomes the buzzword emphasizing not just security, but contingency plans. Every company professes to take cybersecurity seriously now, so the next step is to show you're prepared to weather future attacks. Sliding in at number 2, the beginning of the end of passwords as passkeys gain momentum. 2023 was about implementing passkey in the infrastructure, like browsers and operating systems. 2024 will be about big services supporting it, educating the public, making it common. And number 1, mixed reality and augmented reality in the workplace. Apple will enter the augmented reality space, bringing with it all the attention. Mixed. Let's call that mixed. All the attention Apple brings to its product spaces. And all the people who've been using it for Meta and others will finally have people listen to them about what it's good for. All right, there are my gambles. What about yours? Make your predictions in the comments. "2023 is almost over. Time to survey the year in tech news and name the biggest stories." I don't know why we like to look back on the year and name the biggest stories. But we do. Inevitably, some big story breaks in January and we forget all about them. But maybe that's why. Maybe we want one last chance to remember. Here are my top 5 biggest tech stories of 2023. Number 5, Twitter becomes X. Love it or hate it, you can't deny people talk about it. I lost count of how many times people abandoned Twitter and or X only to see it continue to plod along. Can't imagine it'll be as big a story in 2024, right? Right. Coming in number 4, Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. The drama, the court cases, the revelations, the fact that the UK, of all places, was the deciding factor. And now Call of Duty and World of Warcraft are Microsoft properties. Maybe I'll take "of all places." I don't mean it to sound disparaging. It only took years. Up to number 3, the EU DSA and DMA Acts. Digital Services Act and Digital Markets Act are the EU's attempt, I guess those should be capitalized, to rein in big tech, and rein in they are. Meta, Apple, Alphabet, and Amazon have all contested various decisions that require them to modify their practices in order to assure an open playing field. This one will echo well into 2024. Sliding in at number 2, the generative AI wars. ChatGPT, Copilot, Bard, Claude, and more. When ChatGPT launched at the end of November 2022, I don't think anybody, including anybody at OpenAI, expected it to become the dominant story of 2023. Certainly, they didn't expect it to cause panic at Google, but it did both those things, and it's changed the way people think about work already. At number 1, Sam Altman getting fired, just skating in under the wire as OpenAI's board deciding to try to get rid of Sam Altman. Turns out the guy's pretty popular, and OpenAI's biggest partner, Microsoft, thinks he's great too, as well as indispensable. It was definitely the Game of Thrones moment of the year. Lots of other big stories. What do you think was the biggest? Let us know. Right. Don't withhold my bacon. Do I have kitchen tech stories, predictions? Family tech support tips. Didn't have that one. Knew I was missing one because I should have 5. I know, Cliff Singer. It. The holidays, chance to get together with your family, eat, share gifts, catch up on gossip, and tech support their PCs, laptops, and smartphones. It's easy to do when you're physically there, but what do you do for the rest of the year when you're away? We made a list of the top 5 tips to help you tech support family. It's easier. Number 5, a password manager. Common tech support problem is a family member having trouble logging into a website. Forgot their password login or left the caps lock key on. Whatever the issue, a password manager goes a long way to avoid. They store passwords in an encrypted container, ensuring safety while offering convenience. You can even share passwords just in case. Coming in at 4, delegate email. Delegating email means a family member is allowed you to access lets you access their email, but you don't have their account. Delegating email means you can read, send, and delete email messages. But you can't make changes to their accounts like the password. This is useful if you have a family member that might need more help with their emails. Up to number 3, external hard drive. And hey, Clinton, what's up? A large external hard drive in conjunction with their PC or Mac's automated backup function will come in handy in the event of OS corruption or data loss. Shared cloud storage. Securely store and share files. FaceTime or Google Meet. Sometimes there's a tech problem. The no phone call or chat messages can get face to face. So you can see what you're dealing with. When you can't drive or fly to a family member's house, a video call can be the next best thing. They can show you what the problem is, and you can help them sort it out. Remote desktop. Being tech support for family members is huge. Is a lot. But these tools can help you make that task easier and less stressful. And if you have a family tech support suggestion, need either. Share your family tech support suggestions. All right. 4 down, 4 to go. How's that Mastodon feed looking? Let's take a trip back in time to the 90s. The 1990s were full of software for me. I had to choose carefully, though, because things weren't free back then. There was shareware, but no open source. So our producer, Joe, suggested I count down some of my essential pieces of software that helped me make the most of my IBM PS2 3286 and Packard Bell DX. Here are my top 5 software for the 1990s. Number 5, WordPerfect by Corel. I was very obstinately anti-Microsoft in my 20s, so I plopped down the money to buy WordPerfect. And I tried to use it too. Mostly I did, though I still did use my Word 5.0 for DOS sometimes. Coming in at number 4, Netscape Communicator. Well, Netscape Navigator first, of course, but as soon as Communicator came out, it was my stalwart. It had built-in page editor, so I could open any web page into the editor and see how the and even save the page with edits of my own. Even make. It taught me HTML, and I used its email client too. I even used its successor SeaMonkey before finally switching to that newfangled other air, Firefox. Let's make that successor. Up to number 3, Adobe PageMill. While Netscape Composer and Communicator was good, I got to where I wanted something a little more WYSIWYG. So I headed down to Computer City and picked up a copy of Adobe PageMill. I think I used it well into the 2000s. Not the 200s. Sliding in at number 2, Quicken. From 1997 until, well, now, I have used Quicken to organize my finances. It's a much different program these days, but I really haven't found an equivalent I like. Plus, it keeps my data local. At number 1, AIM ICQ. Uh-oh. To be honest, I was only ICQ for most of the 1990s, but I did jump on the AIM train when AOL integrated it into Netscape, and it was the way to keep in touch, even if I derided them both as unnecessary compared to email. I was a punk. There was also Real Player, WinApp, WizFTP, Eudora, Encarta, AutoExecBat, Sound Blaster. What 1990s software would you add to the list? Let us know. And if you want more great tech news, go find it at Daily Tech News Show. Oh yeah, PaintShop Pro. I almost put that one on the list too. Failure, tech failure. You fail, fail, fail. No one likes to dwell on failure. What am I talking about? Everyone likes to dwell on failure, as long as it's somebody else's. and nobody more than the tech community. So I asked the internet, what are the biggest tech failures of 2023? Here's what I found. Number 5, Cruise. They started out the year so well. They were providing driverless taxi service. The dream was real. But then this happened, and this, and especially this. And that caused California to pull their license to operate without a safety driver, which in turn caused Cruise to pull a toll fleet. Bad year. Coming in at number 4, OpenAI fires Sam Altman. Someone thought it was a good idea to fire the world's hottest CEO, who is almost universally loved by his employees, and not tell your majority investor until minutes before the announcement. That ended up causing almost the whole company to threaten to quit and go work for Microsoft, which had said it would gladly hire them. Fire, fail. Up to number 3, hiring Sam. No, I'm just kidding. Silicon Valley Bank. This one doesn't feel bad now as it did then, but when Silicon Valley Bank went under on March 12th, it threatened the entire tech startup landscape and brought up awful comparisons to the 1930s. It's now a division of First Citizens, but not before suffering a bank run and insolvency. Sliding in at number 2, Twitter. Depending on your perspective, there are all kinds of ways to see this as a failure. The majority opinion on X and Threads was that it was a failure of operations by its opinion of the people who posted to me on X and Threads was that it was a failure of operations by its new owner. Some noted, however, that Twitter failed and now, under its new name X, can succeed. Others noted the failure of people to call it Twitter, or even for all of X to have changed all references to Twitter. See? Plenty of failure to go around. Here you go, F. Ready. At number 1, NFTs. Maybe it's too harsh to call them a failure. Some people are still collecting them, but they failed to achieve the glorious heights people predicted for them. And folks are now just bored of Bored Apes and such. Look for them to make a comeback under another name someday, maybe. There were so many inventive nominations that didn't make this list. Many think of AI as a failure, which I found odd, given just how many people are using ChatGPT. Among other ideas were the MGM hack, Russia's crash into the moon, cryptocurrency itself, WeWork, so many more. What's your top tech failure of the year? Let us know. Good job. Good guess. It was a pretty obvious guess, but still a good guess. Because it should. Smartphones are great. They're an indispensable part of modern life, and they have almost everything you need pre-installed right out of the box. But to improve the security, functionality, and usability of your phone, you'll want to make sure you have additional apps installed from the get-go. Here are the top 5 smartphone apps you need. A web browser. The default browser pre-installed on your phone is great. Why should you use an alternative browser? One word, privacy. If you don't want anyone tracking your web surfing activity, consider a third-party browser. Alternatives like DuckDuckGo, which has a nifty one-touch clear all tabs in data mode, or Brave with its ad blocking engine. What's the Firefox one called? I'm going to add that. Payments app. If you want to use your phone to pay for things, you need to have the right payments app installed. If you don't use Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay, you'll need to make sure you have Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, or whatever service you use beforehand. Up to number 3, VPN app. Data privacy also means using a data network you trust. If you're roaming or using public Wi-Fi and want some extra security, get a trusted VPN service and download their app. Sliding number 2, password manager. Two-factor authentication is crucial. An authenticator app gives you a limited time code that you enter into your login. That code typically expires 90 seconds after it's issued. Use it. Smartphones are only as good as the apps you have installed on them, and remember to keep them updated. Is there an app you think should be included? What's your must-have app? Let us know. Let us know. You know, some of the ones that say they require a certain one don't. I have discovered this. Now, some do. That's not always true, but good point. You want to be the most secure. Don't use an app. Just turn the phone off. Want to build a PC? You need these tools. Building your own PC is a rewarding experience. But you need to make sure you have the right tools. So Roger put together a list of must-have tools. Built many a PC in his time. Let's count them down. Bye, BioCal. Yeah, and you can't take the battery out of a bunch of them these days. Number 5, telescopic magnetic pickup tool. Because so much of a PC is put together with tiny steel screws, Sliding to number 4, screw tray. Did I mention that PCs are held together with tiny little screws? When you're installing or replacing a component, you're going to have a lot of screws lying around. Screw tray doesn't have to be a purpose-built tool. Any small dish or container will work to keep those little pieces from getting lost. Coming in at number 3, anti-static mat and wristband. Static electricity is the bane of people's hair and the health of your PC. Large enough charge can damage the sensitive electronics on motherboards, hard drives, and expansion cards. An anti-static mat and wristband will help discharge any static charge. Up to number 2, flashlight. The inside of a PC case is often dark. And it can be a flashlight helps illuminate. Shed some light on the problem. Consider getting a gooseneck light or a head flashlight, as they'll free up your hands to hold and position tools. Number 1, multi-bit screwdriver. A multi-bit screwdriver is just like a regular. I want to be successful, you need the right tools. Do you think we missed a must-have tool? All right. Thanks, y'all. That was nice having you along for that. I usually am talking to myself while I do this bit. Bit, get it? Bit. And you got a little preview. Now I just need to upload these to my prompter and tell Roger. Finished the top 5 edits and uploaded to the prompter. To the prompter. The essential app is the flashlight app. All right. What else is up? We got Patrick Norton coming on the show today. He's going to tell us about tech for long drives, in case you're doing a drive for the holidays. That's mostly like mapping resources, weather stuff. Makes sense. Helps you get the tech you need for any long winter drives you have coming up. Plus, new chips from Amazon? Why you won't, and why your hand will be your employee badge soon. Well, either my chat crashed or you all went silent. I feel like I wasn't getting all of the chat messages too, because I saw people saying things to each other that I was not seeing in the main. Oh, Clinton's still there. Okay. Just drinking coffee. Soch tilke. Good. All right. Coffee sounds good. I've had 2 mugs already. That's probably enough. Or is it? Okay. Did y'all get the Substack? I don't know if you subscribe to the Substack. It's me going on about how the internet doesn't harm your mental health. Maybe you don't want to hear it. I don't know. Oh, cool. Wabbit Magic. Let me know what you think. Zoe brings bacon, but really, what she brings most often is coffee. Bacon is just the highest value item, not the most frequent item. Oh, good. Thanks. All right. Well, I should probably take out the trash. That's literally what I'm going to go do right now. Because it's trash day. Yay. Most volume. There you go. That's a good way of putting it. Thanks, y'all. Good hanging out with you. Tour of my hat collection is a great idea, Zoe. I do have to take out the trash though, and then get ready for the show. But hold that. Remember that next time I'm like looking around for something to do, bring that up. Cause yeah. Oh boy. I don't know if we can do it all in one go either. Yeah, Sunbun. You too. All right. Talk to you guys in a bit.